Hi, friends. Annie here. I am so lucky to be talking to you today about edible flowers. And here's some of my friends who we're going to be sampling and talking about today. Um, so, welcome to my yard. Edible flowers are such a great thing to add to your gardening edibles through the year. And what I'm going to talk about are some of the health benefits of edible flowers. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous, right? But they also give you some real health benefits. We'll talk about how to collect edible flowers safely. And I'll give you some tips on how to use them in your kitchen and in your meals. Sound good? And then I'll get specific on what are some of the flowers that are edible. So many are edible, some are not. You don't need to experiment with yourself. There is decades and decades and hundreds of years of expertise you can draw on. So why not do that and save yourself the suffering? So let's begin with the health benefits of edible flowers. Generally, most edible flowers are packed with vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, and other antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. That's just a general statement. So, these little beauties they can help you if you have a family history of cancer or cardiovascular disease. You can think of them as you think of any other plants. There are certain flowers that bestow certain health benefits that if you have digestive issues, dandelion might be your friend. If you are working with cancer, violets have some interesting anti-cancer specific benefits. So you can research or work with a herbalist or dietitian who knows this world to help these little beauties work in your favor. And violets are not blossoming right now. The flowers have passed, but the leaves are heart-shaped, which I always find so sweet, the things about plants. The leaves you can eat. So many of the greens in your yard you can eat, but you want to arm yourself with information before you head out, because some can make you sick. So violets have a beautiful, very mellow taste. They're just a really good kind of dense green, tasty. The mighty dandelion, right? Dandelion leaves with those lion's tooth shapes to them are filled with digestive support. They're a natural hepatic biotransformative plant, meaning they help with detox. And they have that very distinctive bitter taste. I think it's always best to eat dandelion greens in the spring when they're sweetest. They're still really healthy for you. Again, packed with vitamin C, vitamin A, and absolutely delicious. From a more metaphysical perspective, edible flowers really capture the light. And if you know your yogic chakras, you can guess which chakra each of these beauties operates on. Many herbs flower as well, and they're a wonderful opportunity to get that light energy into your diet as well. So how do you gather edible flowers safely? Well, first, you want to stand on the shoulders of giants, and educating yourself with the help of some fantastic herbalists is really step one to enjoying edible flowers. So I'm going to share a few with you. I am a great fan of the Peterson guides. They've been around for a long, long time, and they're very thorough, pretty straightforward, science-based information. I have wildflowers, medicinal herbs and plants, and I also have the trees because I love the trees. And the wildflowers book is kind of cool because it's organized by color. So there's yellow, pink chapter, and there'll be colored photo drawings, as well as, lots and lots of drawings, but some are color, some are black and white. But it's really easy to quickly find something that you come across and figure out if you can nibble on it or maybe not. If in doubt, let it be and just admire it. Take it in maybe with your senses. Enjoy its beauty, rather than munching on it. Many of the medicinal plants and herbs that you find in the wild also have flowers that are edible. So, there's just a world and a wealth of edible flowers out there. Another herbalist that I just love is Matthew Wood. This is his Earthwise Herbal. And again, it lists an awful lot of, here comes my friend, Tiger Lily. She's a bit of a ham. She likes to be involved in everything. Move along, you beautiful girl, you. Okay. Yeah, I know. Anyway, back to Matthew Wood. He's got a biochemical sensibility that I love, and he's also really well versed in energetics of plants. I love the way he talks about it. He actually even helped me understand Ayurvedic energetics better than I had before. So I really love the way he thinks and the way he writes, and he's just awesome. He's out in the Midwest, the great expanse of the Midwest. Then if we get into some of the energetic metaphysical aspects of plants, I love, this book is by Carol Guyette, who I've studied with, and the foreword was written by Pam Montgomery, who I consider one of my primary teachers in this area. She does plant spirit healing up in Vermont. I've apprenticed with her, and she just has a world of knowledge on different herbs and plants and their energetic blueprints and kind of how they can be helpful to you. So I love the combination of the biochemical and medicinal folk medicine of plants, including flowers, and then to lay over the metaphysical or the more magical aspects of plants and especially flowers. Because, come on. What can they give you? All good things. So, definitely worth your time and energy. A couple books I really love for getting into the metaphysical or magical side of plants. This is if you believe in flower power, Anne McIntyre's book is a great one for you. It goes plant by plant. It has beautiful photographs. Not all of these are edible, but many are. And you will learn a lot just by having her book handy in your flower garden through a season or two. I've had that for many years, and it's just such a great book. And then finally, this book was given to me by a dear friend, Magical Plants by Susan Gregg. And another book that dives, beautiful book, that dives deep into the metaphysical aspects of particularly flowers, but plants. So I'm going to look up some of the metaphysical. I should. I'm looking actually at my elderberry tree across the way. Elderberry, she says, sweetens up your life. Elderberry will heal your emotional and spiritual wounds, protect your home, attract abundance. Sounds good. So, three other things when you're thinking about gathering edible flowers safely. So, first, of course, knowing which flowers are indeed edible. And beyond that, um, be aware of chemical load of your flowers. So you want to gather flowers that haven't been sprayed. You want organic flowers or flowers in the wild that you're confident haven't been sprayed or tended in that way. We're looking for organic, so that you get the benefit just of the flower's nutrition and don't have to worry about the chemical load. When you're gathering flowers to eat, you really want to be mindful of taking in a healthy specimen. So you're looking for flowers that don't have mold or mildew or wiltedness or infestation of some sort. So you want good, healthy flowers, and you want to be eating those. I'm a big fan of if in doubt, let it live, let it be there. Um, and lastly, I'm a fan of giving my edible flowers just a quick rinse before eating them. I tend to use a salad spinner for most of my outdoor greens. You can rinse with a salad spinner, and because flowers are so delicate, I wouldn't do a lot of spinning. I would do more the pat dry approach. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about gathering flowers safely. So I'm going to read a little bit from Susan Gregg's Magical Plants as I tell you a little bit about the biochemical benefits of a few of these little beauties. So let's start with roses. Right now, dog roses are in bloom here in Massachusetts. Here's a little close-up of one of those beauties. They're everywhere. They smell divine. And roses they have a little bit of a fragrant taste, right? I think it's that beautiful aroma of roses and rose water. Rose water is a beautiful thing to mist on your face. You can make your own. And filled with vitamin C, of course, tasty and beautiful. And here's what Susan Gregg has to say about roses. She says they fill your life with romance. Roses will bring peace, attract love, mend the pain of loss, and empower you. So many of the flowers and edible flowers are kind of like this, in that they, just like kind of bestow some lovely gifts from a magical or metaphysical perspective. My marigolds aren't blooming yet, but they are edible, and marigolds, according to Susan, helps you use your dreams to connect with the wisdom of the ages. So, developers of wisdom. Marigold will provide protection, chase away unwanted energies, helps your dreams come true. Nothing wrong with that, right? So, these magical overlays are just, at minimum, they're fun. And if they operate and you can get behind them, connect with them, and work with them, all the better, right? My nasturtiums are not blooming yet, but they are edible, peppery, spicy flower. Nasturtiums make you pure of heart. From a magical perspective, nasturtiums will impart strength and purity of spirit, deepen your connection to your spirit. Tiger lily is letting her fur fly throughout the morning. So if you see a little fur fly by. She's our Indian princess, little tiger lily, and she loves to be where the action is. So of course she's here in this moment. All right. pansies, beautiful little pansies. They're so cute. Also known as heart's ease is a heart flower. They are gorgeous, right? The petals are beautiful. The taste of so many of the flowers is really pretty subtle. I think if they're the flowers of herbs, they tend to be more intense than the herbs, but edible flowers generally tend to be very mild, maybe a little florid or peppery, but quite tasty. I have some basic white clover here, which has a little bit of a sweetness to it. Red clover is a real gem for women in particular, has some support for reproductive health. But clover has a little bit of a sweetness to it. Another lovely flower. Here is beautiful nigella. Such a cool flower, such a cool plant all the way around. Also known as love in the mist. And, this one, I find them mild, but they do have a peppery little nasturtium-like taste to them. Tasty flower. I'm sure they're in here too with some interesting medicinal and magical benefits to them. So here is a blossom of sage. So my sage happens to be blossoming right now, and it's always a surprise because I never think of it as a flowering plant. But sage flowers, so pretty, right? So sage, from a magical perspective, let me guess, bestows wisdom, right? And let's take a taste. Oh, that's a delicious flower. It's sage, but real florid as well. Really tasty. I have a little chamomile here. Oh, my flowers are wilting. It's a warm, warm morning here. My beautiful little chamomiles are just starting to blossom now. And fresh chamomile is potent stuff. Chamomile is a nervine, so it soothes the nervous system. And the taste of fresh chamomile is like powy. It is stronger than what it's stronger than what you're used to when you have a cup of chamomile tea. Woo! But fresh chamomile tea, tasty. So it's that same beautiful chamomile flowery flavor, but it's like powy. All right, what else do I have here? Last but not least, I recently learned that I can eat my peonies when they are in bloom. And it's such an interesting flower to eat. So, peonies, they're almost crispy. They have a real textural situation going. And I would cut these with kitchen shears into little strips and put them on pretty much anything. Beautiful in seafood. So a light florid taste. Come on, tiger. Come on, tiger. She's rubbing against the computer, against the camera. Come on, tiger. She's being creative. There you go. So, peonies, delicious, really delicious, and very, a big visual punch, right? So I know that I've spoken about a number of specific flowers that are edible, but I'm going to give you a non-exhaustive list of edible flowers right now. Nasturtiums, yay, marigolds, pansies, we talked about, borage, that beautiful blue 5-star flower, not out in my garden yet, lavender, such a beauty. Hibiscus, I've never been able to grow that one for some reason. Anyway, dandelion, of course, in the springtime, dandelion springs up to help us to clear the goo from winter. Roses, of course, calendula, chamomile, and so many more. Every single herb has a flower at some point. In addition to using them uh, from a culinary perspective, flowers are medicinal as well. And myself and other herbalists, we make flower tinctures, we make flower essences, which carry, they're sort of subtle body medicines and so forth. And they're very sweet and fun and just great to work with. Hey, so let's talk about how you can use these beautiful beauties in. Hi. Hi, Tiger. Tiger wants to use some flowers. Um, so let's talk about how to use flowers in your kitchen and in your meals. Um, Flowers, because they're so decorative and beautiful, are great in salads or as a garnish for almost anything that you eat through the summer when they're in bloom. So you can put them over fish dishes, you can put them over cooked meats and so forth. You can mix them with vegetables. It just looks great, in a kale salad, something like that. Garnishes. You can make butters by cutting up flower petals and mixing them into butters or oils. You can do infusions with either water, like a tea is an infusion, so you can put fresh chamomile and then hot water and let it steep for 5 minutes and taste a fresh chamomile tea. Um, Soups and stews and anything else you can think of. I think desserts are a great way to use flowers as well. There's a whole world of, dipping flowers in sugar and, using them in that way, but I think they're sweet enough as they are. But, whatever brings joy to you as you use these little guys. If you have a vegetable garden, toss in a few edible flowers, even marigolds, because they're protector plants, right? And you can eat them too. So great. So many uses, and maybe you can think of a few beyond what I've listed here. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Enjoy. I want to hear about your flower journeys. Please report back. Let me know how it goes. Let me know. Let's have a talk about it. Remember to like and share and etc. Join if you'd like. And namaste. All the best to you. Take care.